Hey, this is Myles. I'm the developer behind the ML tools. This video is going to be going over all key functionality in the release version of the QuickExport plugin for Modo. It's intended as a guide, but should also be useful to get a clearer picture of what the plugin does. And of course, the tool is in active development, so if you feel there's missing features needed for your workflow, just send me an email or leave a comment below. This video could get a little lengthy, so I'm going to add timestamps in the description so you can skip ahead. So once you downloaded the files from Gumroad, you'll have two zip files, the ML Foundation and the ML QuickExport plugin. The ML Foundation is a kit that shares functionality between all my tools. It also includes an auto updater and some little freebie scripts which I'll go over in future videos. With Modo open, you can go to System, Open User folder, and then go to the kits directory. Here's where you want to copy the zip files and unpack them. You'll need to then restart Modo. Once that's done, we're presented with a pop-up asking for the Gumroad license key, which you can paste in from the purchase email. And that's it. Every time Modo is restarted, it'll check for a new update for all licensed ML tools. You can open all the ML tools from the kits launcher. From here, you can access preferences and the QuickExport window. Within this window, you can see all items in the scene that are set up to be exported. I can add this mesh item by simply clicking Add Selected. It then allows me to easily select the item, which is handy when you have more export items in the scene. Then these two buttons at the bottom are for exporting selected or all export items. By holding Ctrl-Shift, you can also hotkey all these buttons. For example, I have Export Selected set to F11. You can also peel off and dock the QuickExport window somewhere for easier access. Once an item has been added to the exporter, it gets a new property tab called Export Settings. Here you can see all the export settings specific to this item. I'll go over both this and the preferences a little bit later. So now the boring stuff is out of the way, we can get to actually using the plugin. QuickExport's real utility comes when working on projects with separate source and game directories. That is, the directories where you keep all your Modo LXO files versus the game content where you want your FBXs to be exported to. So in my example here, I have a source directory with an environments folder that contains some of my LXO files. And back in the game folder, I have my Unreal project that contains an environment folder that I want to export to. QuickExport is able to make this simple by allowing you to tailor how the export path is generated. So if I open up the covers LXO file and add the items to the exporter, select one of the items, I can see the current export path is already exporting into the game directory. This is because of the path replacement option we have enabled. You can see over in the preferences, we're replacing source with game. We can modify this to export into Unreal's content directory. You can also see that we have quite a few items here, and as the project grows, the environments directory would quickly fill up. So what we can do is under the preset export path, we can append the scene name as a folder before the item name. Now our items will be exported into the covers directory. If I press export all, now you can see they've been all exported to the desired directory and show up in Unreal. So now we've covered exporting, let's delve into the export settings per item. First, you have the export preset. Previously, we changed the default preset to add the scene name. In this case, this seems unnecessary, so let's create a new preset. In the Preferences window, we go to the current export path preset and select New. I'll call this one Root. And keep the export path to simply the item name. Now I can change this in the item settings. We can manually change the export path if we wish, or browse to a specific directory. Path replacement, as covered earlier, toggles the path replacement on this item. Reset export path resets the export path to be using the item's name. World space export means that this item will be exported in its world position rather than the item center. FBX presets are the built-in Modo FBX presets, which you can set per item. Merge meshes will merge all sub-items into the export item. This can also be controlled by using merge roots. Merge roots will not be merged themselves, but still merge sub-items. For example, in this case, I can make the lid of the chest a merge root. Now when importing into Unreal as a skeletal mesh, the lid is a separate mesh for physics or animation. In the Preferences window, we have all the global settings for the exporter. Auto Reset Export Path will reset the item's export path whenever it is renamed. Apply Selected Morph will freeze any morph selected when exporting. Lowercase settings for both the item name and material name is useful for certain engines and systems. Cleanup export groups will remove any empty group locators when exporting. Finally, you have the default options for items. These are set when the items are added to the exporter. For traditional one-off exports, you can simply right-click the item, go to ML Tools, and pick Export As. You choose where you want to export to, and then you choose your export settings. And that's it. I hope this was informative, and thank you for watching.